word to describe how you feel today.
Nervous.
A word to describe you.
Busy.
A word to describe how you felt at the start of last year.
Perfect.
What gives you strength?
Learning.
Who or what feeds your soul?
Burritos.
How do you hope to feel in a year's time?
Oh, better. My name is Hannah. I'm 38. My interests are, they're so varied. I love heavy metal music. I love roller skating with my dogs because I taught them how to not be scared of roller skates and not pull me over anymore. I love cross stitching. I love playing the ukulele. I just love lots of, I love food. I struggle with the fear of failure massively and the fear of being judged very negatively. I grew up with a very successful and beautiful mother who was very, very critical of me. So that's what I struggle with, is feeling like I can't do enough.
When did your journey start with mental health?
Actually probably years. Probably, now that I think about it, I didn't even realise it, but probably about 5 years ago I had a partner who sort of like tumbled into drug addiction pretty badly, and we ended the relationship, and I was fine after that, like really strong breakup. I was like, nah, done with you. And then about a year after that of being single, I had met another partner through his sister, and so I actually knew he had some issues with mental illness or mental health beforehand, because she had told me about it, but she had told me the wrong thing. So I had vigorously researched what could possibly affect me if I got involved in this relationship, and I was like, no, I can deal with that, that's fine. And we finally met and started seeing each other, and he was brilliant and handsome and thoughtful and caring, but chaotic and goodness, so many other things that can really just sort of knock you off kilter. And then about 6 months into our relationship, he finally told me he had what is called dysthymia, so chronic depression, and I had introduced him to a dance music scene, and he took some mood altering drugs, and for the next 6 months he was just gone. That was it for him. So that was sort of the start of my journey, was meeting him and being in a year-long relationship with him, and then halfway through it going very pear-shaped because of something that I'd done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, tears are fine.
Yeah.
And if there's anything, if you want to change or not talk about it, then...
Yeah. No, it's good.
Do you want a tissue?
No. Good. Yeah. So that was the start.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The experience that I had with him was when he wasn't doing okay, I definitely wasn't doing okay, and I really wanted to be that picture-perfect, strong, independent woman that could help him through this thing that was affecting him, and I wanted to be that pillar of strength, and I found that I couldn't, and that was so shameful, and I just felt just inadequate, and then one day he would love me and the next day he wouldn't, and the things that did to my own self-esteem was just horrendous, and I haven't recovered from that, and it's been 2 years since we split up, and I still haven't recovered from the constant, like, by daily rejection of not being good enough. And yeah, so trying to work through that, I think doing this is part of for me is trying to work through the feelings of inadequacy and guilt and the feelings of rejection of somebody who couldn't consistently love me because he just couldn't, and it's unfair to ask that of him. Yeah.
Was there a certain point in time that you felt like you needed to reach out or to speak up about it, and how did you do that?
I definitely did. I went and I started seeking counselling from a really good counsellor in Kensington. She was amazing, and she just helped me come back to earth a little bit and helped me differentiate between him when he was in a good space and him when he was not in a good space, and that those two things definitely did not have a single thing to do with me, and that I was not affecting him, or that I wasn't not good enough, and that nobody could ever help him in the way that I wanted to, and that I was expecting a bit too much of myself. Yeah. What I would say to somebody who is having difficulty talking to people about mental health, I honestly, I don't know how to encourage that. I think that it's such a difficult thing to try and encourage somebody, but it would be a very gentle thing. Like if I knew somebody who was struggling with it, I would ask them little questions and try and just point them in the right direction and tell them it's okay. Nobody has their shit together 100%. Nobody. And that, oh God, I would just want to hug them. I really would. It's so sad that people feel that they can't talk about not feeling well. My message of hope would be, oh man, I've got so many friends who suffer with their brains, and they're so smart and they're so kind and they're the best people I've ever met. They're so much better than anybody who hasn't had that experience, because they just don't have the insight, they don't have the care, they don't have the compassion. You guys are just the best. You really are. Anybody who has had any difficulties, it just adds to their strength and their ability to get over any adversity. So it would be amazing if they could embrace it in some way like that, rather than see it as that they're broken. They're not broken. They're so much stronger than anybody else I've ever met.